Hello, everybody, and thank you very much for allowing me a few minutes of your time to share with you why I believe that getting external support for management can be beneficial to you. Selling is important. We probably all agree on it. Without selling, there is no revenue. Without revenue, there is no company. But selling is also getting more and more complex, and so is sales management. Sales managers are expected to manage people, the processes and organization, and to integrate with the wider management team. But the business environment is getting very dynamic and very unpredictable. And when you think about some of the reasons or some of the moments when you would be looking for the external help to sales management, you can think about lack of experience. When you are promoting the good individual sales contributor to the sales manager, sometimes there's lack of experience, and that could be a moment for getting external help. When you're developing so fast as an organization and you really scale quickly, sometimes the sales organization is not following that development, and that could be a moment to reach for the external help. When because of the changes in the market that demand some changes in your sales strategies on your targets and goals and maybe adjusting some processes, that could also be a moment when you can reach for the external help. And when you're estimating your sales capacity and you're estimating the competency of your sales management, and you realize that there's some gap in the sales triangle of people management, organization management, and making sure that you deliver the great customer experience, this could also be the moment when you reach out for the external help. Leadership is a difficult task. Often, it's a natural path in the career of an individual contributor, a good salesman, that the next step is to take the management role. But this is not really naturally from the perspective of what you were doing before and what you are expected to do now. Why? Because there are some new areas that are introduced to you, like working with people, understanding their motivation and performance, communicating with them, giving them feedback, doing some conflict resolution, development, and of course, making sure that you really lead them, not only work with them as a team. Another one is making sure that you set up an organization, a sales organization, which is efficient, which is optimized, which has the best people in the proper roles in order to really catch the market demand. This means you need to introduce some recruitment and onboarding practices, some continuous education. All this demands a different approach as it was if you were an individual contributor. And of course, setting up and implementing the rewards or incentive programs can be a task where the individual contributor is not really skilled yet. And setting up a proper incentive programs that follow the company goals and that are simple, executable, really measurable, and they can be calculated in a proper way, it's something that could be a challenge for individual contributor taking the management role. On the other hand, as you said, you're also responsible for optimizing the sales processes and practices, for really setting up effective and flexible sales organization, and that brings additional challenges to you. Um, Usually, the sales organization are not set up in a way that would be the most efficient. They usually are just developed through some historical practices. And executing the sales strategy is the key of successful sales management. In order to do this, you need to make sure that you are setting up an organization which is able to really answer the market demands and be focused on the customer by integrating all the sales activities inside the company overall processes. You need to really think about how to set up organization that will address the proper segments, proper market, proper customers with the proper value proposition and solutions. You need to set up the channels that are most appropriate for communication with the customer and for the selling efforts. And all these demands additional effort from your side. Also, making sure that you as a sales manager are the first one who leads the prioritization efforts so that your sales team will be really focused on the important activities and not all activities. As part of the bigger organization, your sales manager are responsible for setting up sales strategy that is aligned with the company strategy. You need to set up a proper operating model. You need to define suitable performance indicator, measures, metrics, and how to follow them, and also the knowledge management and creating effective sales processes. One of the are the tasks that are new to you as a sales manager, and sometimes they really, uh, you really need to put a lot of efforts into making sure that you manage them properly. If your sales organization is focused also on outer markets and you really would like to go abroad, then going through partnership is usually the main route. And setting up effective partnership, setting up effective partner organization is something that is not really natural to the individual contributor, and it is also one task that demands quite a lot of effort from you. When you're taking a role as a sales manager, the being the integration link is something that is demanded from you. When we talk about the integration, we don't only mean the integration from the perspective of organization, but also you need to set up a sales strategy that is integrated into the wider company strategy. You as a sales manager are the one who is communicating the company strategy inside the sales department. You are the one that are responsible for making sure that sales team understands their role and their contribution into achieving the company-wide strategy and the outcomes that the company is demanding. And also, you need to set up sales practices that will reflect that company-wide strategy towards the market. Integration into the organization. As a sales team, you cannot achieve anything uh, alone as a single tower. The most important integration probably is with marketing and customer service, but it's also important that you actively cooperate with everybody to set up a company-wide customer-facing processes that will offer the best customer experience to your customers. In order to do that, you need to work with your sales team so that they will act as a customer advocate, but they will also support their internal colleagues. And taking a management role, meaning taking a role in a new team. Your team is now also not only your sales team, but also the wider management team. And if you want to be successful, you need to make sure that all of your practices are based on cooperation, based on optimism, based on really understanding also the objections of other management um, person, and work jointly into achieving the goal that will cover all of your objections. Where I can help, I can offer some individual mentorships. I can assist in setting up and optimizing your sales organization, maybe transforming it if it's needed. I can help you with your sales practices on optimizing the sales processes, organization, structure, and go to market organization by making sure that you're really focusing on the right customers, that you understand the customer problems, that you really deliver the proper value proposition, and then you offer proper solutions for the problems that customers have. If you have a challenge in setting up and implementing reward scheme or incentive scheme, this is where I can actually offer you some assistance. And of course, if you are in a position where you're just estimating your current sales environment, the competence level, the skill level, and the go-to-market approach, but you already know where you want to go and which level you want to achieve, I can help you bridge the gap. First, I estimated where the gap is, and then help you bridge the gap to get to where you want. And if you only have, let's say, an HR issue and you're right now in a search of a proper sales manager to take over the role, I can offer some interim management to help you get over this period. Why would you choose sales management support? One thing is that usually your sales management team, even if they are really good and really delivering on what you need from them, they're usually focusing on short-term uh, goals, achieving the targets, making sure that the daily operations are running smoothly, that you achieve the quarterly goal, and that you're on a, on a proper path to achieving the yearly goal. But can somebody beside that will focus on the long term and making sure that all those activities that are usually put a little bit behind are really run in parallel and are not just being a letter on a paper, but really to set up some initiatives and to follow up on these initiatives that will, on a long term, bring the stability to the sales organization. It's something that you can actually achieve with some external help. If having an external view and knowledge can be beneficial in a way that it's not if infected by the internal view on problems, structural deficiencies, and actually the situation as it is. And having an external view can then help you to maybe find some other paths or move in other directions so that you are not stuck into the loop of not being able to really move forward. Uh, then sales optimization is one area where the monetization can be very quick and the financial benefits can be very measurable. So with getting the external help on really focusing on the right opportunities with the right approach can be beneficial from the financial perspective. While me, I have more than 20 years of experience in sales and management. I was working on both sides, the selling and the buying. I was working as an individual contributor and as a manager uh, in different industry and different situations. So I can really uh, bring some experience that could be useful in a different situation that you are facing right now. On the other hand, I was also investing a lot into my theoretical background, so that I was able to really get a wide knowledge base from which I could actually choose different paths and try to optimize what is the best path to reach some of the goals and not always focusing on my experience and uh, what I what were my experiences in situations so that I would not only focusing on what works for me but also have a wider portfolio of potential routes to the best outcome and having a helicopter view and having experience in the trench war sometimes allows me to maybe step away a little bit to see the final goal, and then adopting the day-to-day steps from the trench warfare experience that I had in order to really make sure that we get to the final goal. If I was able to convince you that investing into external support for sales management is worth doing it if you realize that during the presentation that some of the challenges that I mentioned are also present in your organization and that you would like to address them. Uh, Here are some of my contact information. Reach out to me. Let's have a virtual call. Let's maybe have a coffee. Let's talk about your situation, your challenges, and maybe we can find a way to cooperate to get you to a higher level, or you will simply get some insight on how you on your current situation, and you can use this insight to really improve the situation on a day-to-day basis and get better outcomes. Thank you very much, and reach out to me and have a nice day. Bye.